exciting battle tonight in Chapel Hill as number 1 takes on number 2, not only in the Atlantic Coast Conference, but for supremacy in the nation. Duke comes in.
Walking on the sidewalk, round ball in the arm. Everybody knows how you play is who you are. Walking down the road, looking for a game or two. Real moves come through, no matter what they're gonna do, it's down to you. Take me to the old playground, where the old ones rule, and the young ones do their time. Take me to the old playground, where the talk is cheap, and the restless stalk that baseline.
Bobby Hurley up the floor with Leitner. They throw it to left of the floor. Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots!
Where the old ones rule, and the young ones do their time. Take me to the old
Saved by Duke with 11 seconds to go. They still have a chance. I don't believe it.
They can win it with a 3.
Leitner down the lane. He missed.
It's over.
And Carolina
It's
wins
over.
it.
Oh, it's over, baby.
That is the Sears Trophy. It'll go to the 1994 NCAA College Basketball Champion. And one of the 2 teams here tonight hopes to receive that award in Charlotte coming up in April. The top team in the country, the Duke Blue Devils, with just 1 loss, visit the Dean Smith Center to take on the 2nd-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. Welcome to the Dean Dome. The gentleman to my right is Dick Vitale. And what we've got tonight, the number 1 team in the country against the number 2 team in the country. It's amazing, Dick. 191 times these 2 teams have gotten together over the years, but never has it been a matchup of number 1 and number 2.
That's absolutely amazing. That blows my mind. I learned something from you, Brad. Hey, what really makes it sensational, 11 miles apart. You talk about tradition, you talk about a rivalry, the premier rivalry in all of college basketball. Tobacco Road, Dean Smith on one sideline, Mike Krzyzewski on the other, Grant Hill, Eric Montross. Unbelievable, baby. Hey, the last time a team came here number 1, they were the Dukies. They were 17 and zip 2 years ago, but they left with an L, baby, and they were celebrating in Chapel Hill.
Well, when we talk about one of these 2 teams could win it all, history will tell you that. You go back to 91. Duke won it for Mike Krzyzewski, and they back-to-backed it a year later. But last year in New Orleans, it was North Carolina's turn as they took the top honor in college basketball. We saw Eric Montross right there. Cherokee Park's the big man for Duke, and that's the big matchup tonight.
Hey, Eric Montross better be ready. Cherokee Parks told me before the game, he said, I am ready. And he usually rises against marquee name players. Just ask Joe Smith, the diaper dandy sensational player of Maryland. In the last meeting that Parks had, he had a meeting with Mr. Smith. 24 points and 11 rebounds. It should be unbelievable. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I can't wait.
Teams are ready. Fans are ready. It is number 1 against number 2.
Number 2, baby.
The passion isn't only on the field. Players aren't the only ones who feel it. I can feel the passion from the fans in the last row. I know when they fear defeat. I know when they sense victory. If you live it, if you love it, get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
There's only one beer with pure refreshment written all over it. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft and MGD Light. Why so many people are getting out of the old and into the cold.
You want to know the secret to choosing a motor oil? You wait till the sun goes down.
You take a ride to your local garage and then get a real close look at what the mechanic puts into his own car. Fact is, more top mechanics in America choose Valvoline over any other brand. Valvoline can help keep cars on the road for 100, 200, 300,000 miles and more. So before you buy a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics put into theirs. People who know use Valvoline.
What up, Stuart Scott? Hey, I'm waiting with you for the opening tip of this thing. You know it's going to be slamming. Number 1 against number 2. But before we get underway, let's peep the college scoreboard from around the area. USC and number 4 UCLA going at it 11 p.m. out on the West Coast tonight. Right now in the second half, Louisville thumping UNC Charlotte 58-40. FSU at UMass. Charlie Ward, check the pick. He's going to go coast to coast. And check out this juke right here. Psych. To the hole, to the rack. Finger roll, score it. A little bit of shake and bake for Charlie there. Then UMass's Edgar Padilla with the alley, oops, count it. Then Charlie Ward from about 28 feet away, score it. Right now, late in the second half, FSU holds on to a slim lead over UMass. Temple beats Rhode Island 65-51. Arizona, Washington State, Cal, Oregon State, New Mexico State, Nevada, Memphis State, Cincinnati. We'll see you at halftime. Peace. I'm out of here.
Did you know that certain herbs were believed to stimulate sexual desire? Or that biofeedback is effective in relieving pain and emotional distress? Now, Reader's Digest has published a book that explores hundreds of natural therapies in detail. The Family Guide to Natural Medicine. It's one of the best collections of the healing arts ever assembled into one volume. Filled with drawings and charts, it's over 400 pages long. It's clearly written, beautifully illustrated, and easy to understand.
Call now. Use your credit card, and Reader's Digest will send you this extraordinary book for $29.97 plus delivery. Keep it for 7 days. If you don't love it, just send it back and owe nothing.
Look, here's a section with information on more than 50 herbal remedies, old-time healing that really works. Would you like to learn about self-hypnosis? See page 123. How can you get a good night's sleep? How much exercise do you really need? How can you ease a migraine headache without drugs? This book has the answers. The Family Guide to Natural Medicine, guaranteed by Reader's Digest. Call now.
The Dean Dome in Chapel Hill, North Carolina is packed to its Carolina Blue rafters for number 1 against number 2 as we take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's ball game. For the Duke Blue Devils, Jeff Capel, just a freshman, 6'5", but really coming into his own. He's had his best games over the last 2.5 weeks. He joins Collins, Parks, Grant Hill, and Antonio Lang. Those are your starters for the number 1 team in the country. 5-0 on the road and 15-1 overall.
Hey, Brad, I think the star is not even in the lineup. I think the star in this game will be Jerry Stackhouse. I really believe the transition game will open up a lot of gaps, and he's an outstanding scorer.
As Dick said, he will not even start Stackhouse for North Carolina, but their starters look like this. Derek Phelps, one of the best defenders in the country, a 6'4 senior. He's the leader for number 2 North Carolina. Calabria, Montross, Reese, and Salvatore round out a big front line for North Carolina. Duke, as I mentioned, perfect on the road so far. And Marty Clark's been giving him some quality time off the bench. He's one of the tri-captains. But for North Carolina, 23 straight in this facility. They went 12-0 last year. They have 8 players averaging 8 points or better. That's the kind of depth Dean Smith always seems to have. This year even more so, Dick.
Hey, Brad, a key matchup also can be Jeff Capel and Derek Phelps. Phelps should have the edge with his experience. His defensive pressure could really disrupt the Duke offense.
The men in stripes, Lenny Wirtz, Tim Higgins, and Larry Rose. 191 meetings. Never before has Coach K been number 1, while North Carolina was number 2. And Dean Smith, the second winningest coach of all time, and there's his numbers against Duke. We're underway. Brian Reese, a great move, and he had it blocked by Parks.
Cherokee Parks right out of the gate with the block shot.
Grant Hill will start at the point with Collins working the 2 spot, and he's an excellent 3-point shooter.
Versatility, that's the name of Mr. Grant Hill.
Tony Lang on the fly. Duke, the first basket of the night.
He really has improved, averaging about 14 a game. Last year, about 6 a game. Antonio Lang.
Montross try to go up with a hook, had it stripped from down low. Turnover Carolina, and here comes Grant Hill.
Grant Hill's so unselfish, only averaging about 12 shots a game. And he told us that before the game.
That's right. Sometimes people would say too unselfish.
He said, I get some PR, Coach. I know you're sick of the praises of Glenn Robinson. He said, but I only take 12 shots a game.
He says, Glenn takes 30 a game, Dick.
No, he was only teasing. He said, I love Glenn Robinson's game.
He was like you, though. He thought Glenn Robinson should take his game inside a little more. That's where Duke goes with Parks, and it comes right back to Collins. And he'll take it from outside and bury it.
Nice little two-man play. His dad jumps out of his seat. Doug Collins, he says, that's my boy.
Duke, the first 4 of the game.
Man-to-man defense.
Nice crossover move by Phelps, and he drew a foul from Capel. Derek Phelps had a career high against Florida State, 24 points. He's not a big scorer, but he is some kind of player.
North Carolina played really well in their last 2 games. I had the opportunity to do both. Florida State on the road, and the win here against Wake Forest. They were really efficient. Good ball movement, player movement, and Phelps was a key.
Salvadori at 7 foot, easily with the inbounds pass. Phelps will set it at the point.
Man-to-man defense by Duke. A lot of help. Denial inside. Let's see if North Carolina can get Montross involved early.
Montross tried to tip in the miss from Phelps, and Parks will clear it off. Duke, the lob. Antonio Lang somehow made the catch, and Collins for 3.
That was a super catch by Lang.
Here comes Carolina on the run. Phelps, his jumper on the fly is a little too strong. Salvadori, left-hand hook, way short. Everybody a little bit tight right now.
Salvadori and Montross, I thought it was a coming-out party 2 years ago. They had blood on their face, and they were the sparks that really beat that team, Leitner and Hurley, and they were undefeated, 17 and 6 here 2 years ago.
Salvadori said this week, this is a game where if you got to knock somebody down, you knock them down. Capel will try to knock one down outside. Missed 3, Montross clears.
Wide open shot for Capel.
Phelps, great lead to Reese.
Reese has really become a lot more explosive. He had an ankle injury earlier this year, but in the last 4 or 5 games, he has really been explosive.
Grant Hill brings it all the way down and feeds Parks on the baseline.
Hey, Parks ought to run over and give him a big hug. Grant is so unselfish. What a player he's going to be at the next level.
6-2 Duke, 2.5 minutes in.
Little zone right now. Little zone by Duke.
Calabria throws it in low to Montross, and he missed him close.
I thought you had a little interference up there.
Collins pushes it, lays it up, and ended up under the Riders in the end zone.
Ooh, that was close, that shot on Montross. This Duke club, 15-1, only a controversial loss to Wake Forest on a jump shot. We're going to see the drive by Collins. He draws the contact by Calabria. They had that loss to Wake Forest and then jump shot at the end of the game when it was a big debate about a 2 or a 3. And it was a good call by Lenny Wirtz. It certainly was a 3.
Collins at the line.
He's got an excellent touch.
Great outside shooter.
Duke with a different look this year, Brad, without Bob Hurley running the ball up the court, but the complementary players, Capel and Collins, have been solid.
Got the roll on the second. Collins with 4. It's Duke by 6. Calabria thought about a 3. Collins got over to cover him. Trying to pack it into Montross. And he's fouled from behind by Parks. There's the 2 big fellas going at it.
He reached over, no doubt. Out of Marina, California, Cherokee Parks. The ball's going to be dumped down inside of Montross. There comes Parks with the denial. Right over the top of Montross with the foul. Parks has had a history of not really being ready to play against teams that don't have a marquee guy inside.
Carolina doesn't have that problem. They can end up with 2 or 3 marquee guys on the floor at one time that are close to 7 feet. Calabria works for a jumper off the glass.
His numbers really have gone up since he's been in a starting role.
Salvadori's hook won't go. Last touch, they say, by Reese. Duke ball with an 8-2 lead, 16:42 to go first half.
Duke does a great job playing on a road. They went over to Michigan, beat Michigan at Michigan. Look at the field goal percentage. Look at Carolina, Brick City, Brad.
13% on 1 for 8 start, and a lot of those have been in close.
That looks like my jump shot. Look at the versatility. Here's Hill playing outside a double stack, 1-4, 1-on-1 with Grant Hill with the rock.
Hill gets it back and wants everybody to clear out. 12 on the shot clock.
It's being checked by Reese, trying to get a little one-on-one move against Reese. Right here goes Grant Hill.
3, way up. We'll hear about that. Lang keeps it alive. New shot clock for Duke. This time Hill drives and goes the other way.
It looks like Hill is really asserting himself a little bit more offensively, thinking shot right out of the gate. Grant Hill, little one-on-one move. Ball comes off the rim.
A Duke turnover gives it to North Carolina. We are 4 minutes into the game, and Carolina with just 1 basket.
Well, Montrose got good position right there. They're trying to give some help once he locks inside.
It's got to be timing. You got to get it to him when he's open.
Hill switching on the inside. He and Parks. Parks is like zoning, say you can play out there, Salvadori. Hill's like zoning in the 3-second area.
7 on the shot clock. Calabria goes up with a one-hander.
Calabria, since he's been inserted in that starting lineup, averaging about 15 points a game.
And if there's a silver lining in Donald Williams' injury, it's Calabria's coming out party.
He told me today he's been shooting a little bit, Donald Williams. They need him if they're entertaining thoughts, which they are, of winning a national championship. When they're healthy, they're the best team in America.
Hill outside, just inside the three-point line. Grant Hill's first basket.
He's got that velvet touch. He's increased his range this year. Last year did not have three-point range. This year he does.
He was tied with Thomas Hill until that basket in the Duke record books in scoring with 1,594 points. So add a couple more. Ryan Reese slithers inside.
He has really stepped his game up, Brad. He was really in a slump. Fortunately, they have a guy by the name of Jerry Stackhouse who they can bring off the bench. Got to put some pressure on you to perform.
Stackhouse and Wallace await their entrance, the 2 sensational freshmen. They're going to have to wait for the next timeout, though, or the stoppage in play. Parks got Montross up and drew a foul.
Cherokee Parks, I don't believe, knows how good he really is. He's got to shoot the basketball a lot more. He has great touch.
Carolina has to shoot better. At home, they're down 4.
Here we are on the road again, telling the world about the wonders of cable.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I ran into a little snowstorm. And this, folks, is to illustrate my point
About the future.
Do you know what you can do with cable television in the future?
You're going to be able to access information, shop at home, order any kind of movies. You're going to be able to play video games.
It's going to be a whole new world.
Cable is going to enable you to use television in a whole new way.
And with that, I wish you all a fond adieu.
Okay, fella, who's next? Let's go this way.
Have you ever wondered what happens when your engine gets old? After a car has been on the road for 40,000 miles or more, the normal wear and tear of those cylinders can reduce engine power and increase oil burning. So what can you do to put some life back in your engine? Add Engine Restorer and lubricant. Engine Restorer's patented formula bonds to the walls of the cylinder, repairing scratches and worn out areas. Compression and power are restored. Put new life in your engine with the power of Engine Restorer.
Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale on the deuce from Chapel Hill, where Duke leads 10-6 early in this one. Number 1 against number 2 in the 90s. Here's how the games looked, who they were, and how they went. Missouri picked off Kansas. Oklahoma, a winner over Kansas. UNLV and Arkansas got together in a high-scoring affair, and the Runnin' Rebels, ranked number 1, won that one. This is the first time, though, Duke and North Carolina ever, number 1 and number 2, playing against each other.
That was a great game, the Running Rebels in Arkansas, and that was that invincible UNLV team that ran into Duke in the semifinals over at the Hoosier Dome. They got their first loss, Larry Johnson and company.
Became invincible, didn't it? Calabria with a steal. He'll try to take it on Parks and does.
I'll tell you, he has really become a solid player, a role player, a three-point shooter. He has really added another dimension to his game. He's getting tougher defensively, and he really does a good job driving to the basket. Now he's checking Hill.
Tony Lane cut off by Wallace.
They're going to get Parks involved offensively. Look inside.
Meek and Clark came off the Duke bench, and it's Clark giving off to Hill to walk with it.
North Carolina really picking it up defensively. Marty Clark has really been a plus off the bench in the last 7 games. He had that tip-in when they almost lost to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Duke, 4 turnovers early.
He hit that tip-in at the buzzer.
He's had 5 double-figure games in the last 7. So you're right, Clark's done a nice job. Here's your freshman Wallace. We've seen him shine already this year several times.
They got great size inside. I really believe the best lineup North Carolina has is when they play Phelps, Williams, Montross, Wallace, and Stackhouse.
Montross, the left hand.
Can't allow him to get the ball in deep. When he becomes effective inside, their offensive efficiency rises. With each possession, they usually really score or create problems for the opposition.
Carolina has the last 4 points. We're tied up for the first time tonight, and Montross on the Clark miss will outlet to Phelps. Here come the Tar Heels.
Little shake and bake, the New York City Phelps.
Stackhouse trying to find the handle on the baseline.
Duke certainly was in the recruiting wars for Stackhouse.
15 on the shot clock. Stackhouse slices the lane.
What a nice
leaves it off for Wallace. Got it back and scored it.
Jerry Stackhouse is a big-time scorer. He has gone to the free throw line more than any other North Carolina player, and he only plays 20 minutes a game.
8-0 Carolina run. They lead for the first time tonight. Clark all the way, dishes. Meek underneath, and he's pushed.
Eric Meek really had a good training camp. Then he started off and he really looked like he was going to be a major contributor. Then he went to a little bit of a slump. There's Meek trying to work inside. They're going to need his size today because of the great size that North Carolina has. I mean, think about this. College level, they bring in a Montross 7 feet, Salvadori 7 feet, Wallace 7 feet.
Nobody else in the country can do that.
And they can play. They're quality guys that are going to play at the next level.
These are not guys just taking up space and wasting time.
Hey, how good? Think about this. Matt Wenstrom last year never got any PT.
Now he's playing in the NBA.
Yeah, he was all airport. He looked good at the airport, got no playing time, yet he made an NBA team with the Celtics.
Here's Eric Meek, a 6'10 junior with his first point of the night.
He had that unfortunate accident coming out of high school, that injury, when he was hit jogging. Really set him back.
Long rehab from that. He's started several games this year for Duke, and he's got his first 2 points of the night, and we are tied at a dozen.
Nice stroke right there. Little collision on the floor, Stackhouse. See Duke playing soft up on top. Not really pressuring the ball out of the Hurley. See up on top, but really good game plan. Play soft on top. Give some help inside.
Jeff McGinnis now at the point, another freshman.
Excellent talent. He's going to have a bright future.
3 freshmen on the floor for Carolina. Wallace jumps up on goal. Strong rebound by Meek.
Wallace, the #1 high school player last year, coming out of Simon Gratz High School in Philadelphia.
Grant Hill, the flying jumper. 3-pointer doesn't go. Stackhouse clears it ahead.
Big-time rebounder, Stackhouse as well. He's got that major league body.
Clark went for the steal. Stackhouse goes for the hoop. Got it.
Are you serious? We talked about him off top. He's a diaper dandy. If he ever got 30 minutes of action, he'd average about 18, 19 a game right out of the gate.
14-12, North Carolina, 11:20 to play first half.
I really feel Stackhouse is going to be a star tonight.
Loose ball.
Look at his 1st and 10, like John Madden. They're giving up some skin. They're rubbing those knees.
Grant Hill won the battle on the floor. Duke down to 7 on the shot clock.
What a pass.
Great touch pass to Meek.
What a pass. Anticipation. What a look.
14-14.
You and I are so far away, it's incredible, but I even can see that play from up here.
Montross.
They're going to give a lot of help every time Montross touches the ball inside.
Comes out to the high post. He's only got 2 points so far tonight.
Well, they've only been able to get the ball once inside.
Phelps.
I'll tell you, those are positive things happening for North Carolina. That guys like Calabria and Phelps are beginning to score because now the defense is going to have to start to extend, and that'll open it up for Montross.
Hill alone momentarily. Now he slices to the basket. Offensive foul. No basket.
Defense has rotated over. Grant Hill really asserting himself offensively. He can play 3 positions on the floor. He's the most complete player in the United States and very unselfish, team-oriented.
To you, the new Volkswagen Golf may not look more aerodynamic than a Porsche 928. But then, you're not a bug.
If you're ready, if you're smart, here's the place to start. I wanna get to it, wanna get fast. Right here you get the chance. We got the know-how to send you full speed ahead now.
Find out what's in the Navy for you. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY or contact your local Navy recruiter.
You and the Navy know how to go full speed ahead now. It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker. Any car with airbags will help protect you in a head-on collision. The new Volkswagen Golf has airbags, crumple zones, and side impact beams, so it can help protect you from any angle, including this one.
Jerry Stackhouse, going to be something special, Dick.
Hey, Jerry, there's no question, Brad. Look at that change of direction. Look at the great hang time. He's averaging 12 points a game, and he plays about 20 minutes a game. He is destined to be the next superstar at North Carolina. In fact, he and Rasheed Wallace.
Carolina started ice cold. Boy, have they warmed up. 1 of the first 8, but they've hit 7 of the last 8. And they have the lead, 16-14. Salvadori lost the handle. Only the second North Carolina turnover. Clark all the way for the 10-footer.
He's got a nice touch, really knows his role. So much part of the team concept that Mike Krzyzewski teaches. Duke usually their formula, tough defense, make the extra pass, play together and win.
Collins on Calabria outside.
They're switching inside. They missed Montross. He was wide open.
Now he's got it. And he walked with it.
He's much more effective when he's playing with his back to the basket than he is in a facing position.
He's got a nice hook shot. He's strong in the paint, but they have had trouble getting it to him there.
And he uses either hand well. He has really worked on both hands.
We're tied at 16 with 9:24 to go first half.
Oh, look at a trap coming up right now. They're looking to take him to the sideline for a trap.
Collins will pull up for the long jumper. North Carolina ball.
Duke looking for that diagonal pass. There's Michelangelo on the sideline. What an unbelievable record. When you think about his achievements incredibly. He's got 2 national championships. Loves New Orleans. 7-0.
That's right.
In New Orleans.
Including the win over LSU recently down in the Superdome. Calabria buries a 3.
They ran a special play. They ran a baseline screen to get Dante Calabria, the Linguini man. They got him free for a little lasagna and a jump shot.
Carolina 19, Duke 16.
Art's going to have to watch the traps by North Carolina.
Clark leaves it off underneath for Capel, who's in some tall traffic and still got the shot away.
That was an excellent pass by Marty Clark. He's playing with so much more confidence at this time of the year than he did earlier. Trying to deny the ball inside. Lang playing on Montross. They're switching inside.
Nice look to Montross.
That's where you want the big fella with a little monster mash, little jam inside. Montross, the mark. Oh, he's a masher with great hands.
Carolina again by 3.
He's so physically strong.
Crowd getting into it now at the Dean Dome. Parks in low.
You got to get him involved offensively. When he touches the ball, he usually scores. He's an outstanding shooter.
Montross with Tony Lang on him now. Hook pass to Reese underneath. Blocked by Parks. Montross with a foul.
Eric Montross getting free inside with that switching defense along the horizontal lane. He's getting into the gap.
Capel lost his balance, but he found Parks.
Great look by Capel, the diaper dandy, averaging 8 points a game, 4 assists a game. His dad's a coach at North Carolina A&T. I got the butterflies. I'm so excited up here. I don't know. I feel the adrenaline.
I can tell.
I really do. I feel the adrenaline up here. I want to dive and get down to courtside.
Well, you dive down to courtside with 7:13 left in the first half, and we'll take a break with North Carolina leading Duke 23-22.
Joe Rodriguez, environmental health specialist and DeVry graduate.
My father raised 8 children on a factory worker's salary. He worked so hard so I could get the right education.
At DeVry, bachelor's degrees in business and technology match today's opportunities.
My father dreamed of a better life for his family. Sending me to DeVry gave me the opportunities he never had.
Call anytime. 1-800-247-7800. DeVry, we're serious about success.
Super Slams, buzzer beaters, the most thrilling plays in college basketball ever. And this incredible video is yours free when you subscribe to College Sports, the hot new magazine devoted exclusively to college sports. The inside story, top recruits, stats, and more. You've never seen anything like College Sports Magazine. Order now for 3 easy payments of $7.99 and get the video free. If not satisfied, just ask for a refund, but keep the video.
When you're born, the curtain opens, air smacks your face, you're on, and hopefully you will. No rehearsals, no going back.
A Canuck lives north of the border. A Red Wing flies south for the winter. Hope you don't need directions to your television. The Vancouver Canucks versus the Detroit Red Wings. Tuesday at 7:30. NHL on ESPN2.
On our Nothing But Net night on ESPN2, nothing but net after this pass from McGinnis, Dick.
Oh, nice look by McGinnis. There's the dump down to Montross, the good spin inside, a breakdown defensively by Parks and Lang along the baseline. Hey, Mike Krzyzewski, what a record. 409 wins in 19 years as a head coach, winning those 2 national championships. Look at the field goal percentages. North Carolina now increased to 55%. Look at this, top teams in the country, what they're shooting. Number
3 and 4 nationally.
Look at Connecticut, Danielle Marshall. I think the 3 best players in America are Robinson, Marshall, and Hill.
Marty Clark with a steal. And a slam.
Marty Clark, what a positive force off the bench.
And it's Duke that edges back in front by 1. We're under 7 minutes first half.
Look at Duke going a little zone. 2-3. 2-3 zone, the wrap on North Carolina. Perimeter game, very vulnerable. High post screen. Phelps. He's really becoming a little bit more involved offensively. The last few games, Phelps is looking for a shot. Nice high post screen, got him free.
Capel kicks it out. Clark had a chance for 3. Now he'll take it and bury it.
Marty Clark is on fire.
A game that is seesawed back and forth throughout. It's a 2-point Duke lead right now as Reese will go out and Eric Montross will check back in for North Carolina.
Marty Clark playing like a star. Came from a high school that produced a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas. There's Mike Krzyzewski winning those national championships, 91 and 92. But I'll tell you, as much as I love him as a coach, as a human being, he is so special. I saw the love he had for Jimmy Valvano and Jimmy V's tough times. An incredible man, Mike Krzyzewski.
Having a lot of fun with this Duke team. It's a little different group than what he's had in past years, and he's really enjoying coaching them. Calabria. Nice catch and a tough drive.
I'll tell you, Mike's enjoying coaching them. The Calabrians enjoying playing time. He said, I like this BT.
We've got our 5th tie of the night, a game that seesawed on virtually every trip down court, a lead change or a tie game, and we've got 5:40 to go first half. Parks.
North Carolina really ready for the traps, trying to get into those traps, but Duke has got an answer.
Foul call on Montross, and Eric said, wait a minute. Me?
There's the jumper by Parks. And Montross trying to work inside. Oh, that's weak. That's weak. That call is weak. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm blinded that left eye, and I can see that here from 100 feet away. Plus, I got a monitor.
And a replay screen. And Grant Hill.
That's a replay. That's been instant replay at Duke for 4 years. Automatic. It's been documented. His dad, a big-time winner with the Dallas Cowboys, Calvin Hill.
Lob.
Whoa! Hello!
Freshman to freshman, Wallace with his first basket.
The city of brotherly love. If they ever had him at Temple with their trio they have, wow.
Tied at 29. Carolina picks up the defense and the steal. 3-on-2. Calabria to Phelps. Waltz.
I'll tell you, Wallace is another kid heading for unbelievable stardom. Wallace and Stackhouse, when they get their 30 minutes, watch out, America.
North Carolina scored the last 4, and the crowd shows its appreciation. 31-29 Tar Heels.
Look at that help defense. Excellent help defensively, even though he rotated over and got called for the foul. North Carolina plays better defense than I think people give them credit for. And that's the catalyst in the defense, number 14. The best defensive player on the perimeter.
Tony Lang slicing to the basket, drew the foul. So Antonio will go to the free throw line.
You talk about emotion and intensity in college basketball. It doesn't get much better than what we're watching here tonight. 11 miles apart, both schools with so much tradition, 3 national championships in a row. These men saying, what's going on? This is my house. It's named after me. This is the Dean Dome. There's Tim Higgins, Lenny Wertz, little Lenny. He's asking Mike if he wants to go to dinner, but Lenny would spring for a dime. He's got the deepest pockets and the shortest arms for any zebra in the business.
Last foul is on Derek Phelps, who takes his seat next to Bill Guthridge.
Bill Guthridge, you talk about a loyal, hard-working assistant who's rejected many a head job.
Tony Lang, one of the tri-captains, a senior out of Mobile, Alabama, former player of the year in the state of Alabama. There's his numbers on the season.
Also valedictorian in his high school class.
And the second one.
Hey, you do that down at Cameron. Can you imagine the Carolina kid doing that with the Cameron Crazies?
They'll let him know here, too.
I love that Cameron. I'll tell you, to me, that's my favorite place to go. Don't tell anybody, but I love Cameron Indoor Stadium.
You love the kids passing you up the aisles.
They are really wacky, my kind of people.
McGinnis outside with Grant Hill on him. Stackhouse got it blocked by Tony Lang, got it back. Still Carolina ball.
He's so athletic, Stackhouse. He played at Oak Hill Academy, where they produced so many outstanding players. There he's on a baseline. He hangs. Lang gets a piece of it. He comes right back. Had the bad angle, tough angle there for that shot.
Last touch by Meek. So the ball out to North Carolina. It's not a fresh shot clock, so they have 14 seconds to work with.
Slide inside, Eric. Go down to the low post.
I wonder if they know about the shot clock. I guess so. Gonna have to hurry now, though. Wallace buried it.
Is he big time? What a touch. 30 minutes a night. I was talking to Billy Paco a little bit earlier, and both of us feel that if you play these kids 30 minutes, Stackhouse and Wallace, with Montross and with Phelps and Williams, they'd be unbeatable.
Tony Lang quiets the crowd on the other end. He's got the last 3 points for Duke, but it's Carolina by 1 with 3:29 to go first half.
Lang has really become a star. He's worked on his shot. Peter Gadet, the assistant coach, has really worked on developing his shot.
Oh, there's a tough one from the freshman McGinnis, his first basket.
Can you believe these freshmen? I mean, we're talking McGinnis, Stackhouse, and Wallace. Big-time players.
Nice hook pass underneath to Parks. He got it. A chance for a three-point play.
Excellent penetration by Grant Hill, showing his versatility. You talk about complete players. You talk about Hill. You talk about Jason Kidd. There's Grant Hill along the baseline. Great vision, excellent touch. The little jump hook by Cherokee Parks. Parks broke the heart. I mean, he broke the heart of Jimmy Herrick at UCLA. He couldn't believe that he would leave California and head out here to Duke.
He's kind of California laid back sometimes. If he completes this three-point play, that really could get him in the ballgame. He didn't get the roll, and Wallace got the rebound.
Yeah, he goes through those slumps against Wake Forest. He had 0 points and 1 rebound in the second half. He's too good for that.
Reese, that's his move, but it's an offensive foul.
That's a good call right there by Lenny Wertz. Reese leans in with that shoulder. Duke does an excellent job rotating over, taking the charge.
2 minutes and 51 seconds. Dean Smith on his home floor, the number 2 team in the country, leading number 1 by 1.
Here at halftime for a very, very special presentation.
I go simple, I go easy, I go Greyhound.
Now when you plan 2 weeks in advance, you can save up to 50% with Greyhound Go Easy fares.
I go Greyhound.
Golf.
Football.
Golf. Now,
Football.
Let's watch both.
Miller Lite presents Full Contact Golf.
Yeah!
We're still on the first hole, Bob, and this is Davis teeing it up. Here's the drive. It is blocked! Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything. Oh, he's got daylight going for the green. Here's the putt. There's the blitz. Yeah!
Oh, good beer.
Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
From 20th Century Fox.
Carmelo's not that easy to handle. The decision's already been made.
There's going to be conflict.
Sugar Hill. Rated R. Starts Friday, February 25th at select theaters.
2:51 to go in the half. Carolina leads Duke by 1, and next Wednesday, Dick and I are going to be on the Deuce again, this time from Rupp Arena, Lexington. 7th-ranked Kentucky hosts the 6th-ranked Razorbacks of Arkansas. Corliss Williamson and company for the Hogs. That's next Wednesday, 8 o'clock on the Deuce. Nothing but net, baby.
Hey, Darnell Robinson is back right now, Brad. On the Deuce, we're going to be again next Wednesday. Hey, that means another sweater.
There you go. No ties. Be there and join us. Two minutes, 40 seconds to go in the half.
They run that 1-4. They can do so many things with Grant Hill, and Mike Krzyzewski, so sharp as a coach, knows how to utilize his multi-talents. Oh, look at that pass.
Parks outside, doesn't get the jumper. Phelps will clear it off. An excellent rebounding guard. Derrick takes it all the way to the baseline. Too good a pass almost for Montross. He couldn't handle it. Ball still loose.
Look at his diving for the loose ball. Giving up some skin, Marty Clark.
Great hustle by both teams.
Clark's going to make the All-Madden team.
McGinnis got Collins up. Reese can't handle the rebound.
That was a super one-on-one move by McGinnis in that lane. The head fake, the pump fake to get free for the shot. Duke's got a great recruiting class coming in here next year. They got Mr. Alaska coming down, Trajan Langdon, kid by the name of Wojciechowski, and a big-time player, the best in California, Ricky Price.
Collins waiting for that three, and that's why.
Oh, his eyes lit up. His eyes got really big. He saw the zone, the 2-3 zone, and there was a wide gap on the wing, and Collins stepped right in and drove down the trifecta.
And he didn't move an inch. He waited for the ball to come to him and squared up and gave Duke a 2-point lead.
And Duke rotates into the man-to-man. They didn't do doing special things out in their defense.
Reese kicks it out to Phelps. He's wide open and buried a three.
I'll tell you, Derek Phelps' stock is going up, up, and up. Most of my stocks go down, down, and down. But he is going up, and up.
He's got a better broker himself. Collins tries the other side. Got another one.
I'll tell you one thing. They're sitting in that 2-3 zone, and the scouting report says Collins can shoot the rock. Hey, Doug, he can shoot it better than you, baby. But he couldn't do all what Doug did with the rock.
Brian Reese outside. His jumper rattles out. Got his own rebound. Wait a minute. He
got a walk. Larry Rose with a walking violation.
Larry's not making friends with Dean Smith and the folks in the Dean Dome.
Hall of Famer on his sideline, Michelangelo, Dean Smith.
We welcome those of you from the mothership of ESPN. This is ESPN2's Nothing But Net, and what a game. #1 Duke leads #2 North Carolina from the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, 40-38. We've had 9 lead changes. We have had 6 ties. We've had everything we expected. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale, the final 35 seconds of the half.
Look at the three-point shots. Duke 2 for 8, 2 in a row by Mr. Collins.
Parks an air ball.
This game has been everything as advertised. It's been excitement galore.
If Carolina plays for 1 and scores, we'll have a tie game at halftime, unless it's a 3.
There's Duke playing a little bit soft defensively right now. Marty Clark certainly has been a star coming off the bench.
McGinnis will run it from the point against Grant Hill. That's a tough matchup. You don't want to have the best guy on defense in college basketball on you. Stackhouse.
You don't want to pick up your dribble either.
Ball loose. Grant Hill picks it up, and Duke plays excellent defense. Carolina fails to score before the half comes to a close.
It's been a super first half, Brad. There's been so much excitement. Duke, North Carolina can't get any better. 11 miles apart.
11 miles apart, but only 2 points apart at intermission. Our halftime score. The Duke Blue Devils leading the North Carolina Tar Heels 40-38. Sports Smash is coming up.
If the Big Head Iron can do this with 2 balls, imagine what it can do with just 1.
38 lead at halftime. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale, nice to have you along with us on ESPN2 tonight. It's been everything we expected, really. Only 6 turnovers from each team. It's been a well-played basketball game by both clubs, Dick.
I'll tell you what's really surprised me, though, Brad. One area, the area of the free throw line. When you think about the size that North Carolina possesses, they go to the line about 30 times a game during the course of the season. In this game, they have not shot a free throw. I mean, right now, they attempt 30 per game for the season. They're 0 for 0. And I credit that to the game plan defensively. The architect, Mike Krzyzewski's done a great job playing a little passive on the perimeter, knowing that North Carolina, the one rap on them, if they have a weakness, is their vulnerability in shooting the basketball.
You know, we talked about, to go back to the beginning of the game, Montross and Parks in their matchup. They kind of counteracted each other so far, really.
Well, I thought the guy that really gave Duke a great spark was the shooting of Collins, especially late. On the other side, I think that Grant Hill's got to shoot the ball a little bit more. He's only taken 4 attempts. He's really a great passer. He has 5 assists. But Parks inside took 7 shots, made 4. Eric Montross has got to get involved a little bit more offensively. They got to find a way to get him the ball because he'll either score or he'll go to the line.
Marty Clark gave Duke a great spark off the bench as well, as he had an excellent first half. Collins from the outside, 10 points for Duke right now. He's the leading scorer in the ballgame. What does North Carolina have to do to turn it around and win at home?
Well, I think to win it at home, they got to get Montross involved inside, get to the free throw line, and take advantage of playing Stackhouse and Wallace. When they're on the floor, so many positives happen. They're so athletic.
Take a look at the statistics in the first half of play from this one. Look at the field goal shooting for the Duke Blue Devils. 64%, the number 3 in the country coming in. North Carolina was right behind them. And so, as you can see, both teams very hot so far. But there's the big goose egg on the right-hand side for North Carolina that Dick talked about, not going to the line when you've got basically 3 7-footers you can interchange in there and never getting to the free throw line. Rebound edge goes to Carolina. Turnovers are even, and the 3-point shooting right now, North Carolina's taken 2. They hit them both, and 3 for 8 on the Duke side of things. For North Carolina, they got some excellent play out of Dante Calabria, too.
Yeah, he really gave him some scoring inside with some drives. We know he can knock down the three-point shot. We know that Grant Hill's a great passer. Look at that great touch pass over to Meek. Tremendous pass by Hill. He's got so much versatility. I love watching him play.
We talked to him before the game, and we said he kidded us a little bit about who's the top player in college basketball, and he is so laid back. He would never claim to be. He's a guy, though, that you just think if he would just take the game by the throat and go with it, that he could be that kind of player. Maybe we'll see that in a second.
Well, I really believe he loves getting everybody involved. That's his makeup, his personality. He really wants to be one of the guys. But I'll tell you one thing, he is so talented when you watch all the aspects of his game.
We're just about set for the second 20 minutes. I've already made a prediction this one will go to overtime. We'll find out. It's a 2-point lead to start the half, and it's Collins who comes up shooting. Collins for 3 to open the second half.
If he can get the good look at the basket, he's got that good rotation, that excellent touch. He almost went to Iowa. That was his second choice.
Lob underneath. They wave it off, and a foul inside.
Certainly Duke, a different team than they were last year with the penetration of Bobby Hurley, who really was such an excellent penetrator, the all-time leader in assists. Wish him a speedy recovery. (43-38). Duke. Biggest lead was 6 in the first half. There's Montross. That's what Dick talked about. That's really where they have to go. They got to really make the extra pass, swing the ball side to side, break the defense down, get the good angle, and get it into the big guy.
Tony Lang. Flying jumper. Rebound Salvador with authority.
Salvador, an excellent rebound, and he really outlets well. Look at him trailing there. Secondary phase in their break. That's like Brad Daugherty. Brad Daugherty used to step there. That's the second line. We call it the secondary phase of the transition game.
Salvador deserved that. He did the work on one end, got the outlet pass, got it back and buried it. It's a one-point game.
You're not going to trap Grant Hill.
Capel, he misses outside. Carolina can lead if they score, and they run it up.
This is the best basketball I've seen Phelps play all year. Yes, sir. Bring it into the big fella. Bring it into the horse. Bring it into the All-American. Bring it into the Rolls-Roycer.
Carolina by 1. Collins makes a tough catch and put up a very tough shot, but the follow by Tony Lang is good.
Tony Lang, very athletic from the weak side with that tip-in. That was almost an impossible shot by Collins.
All alone, Salvador.
See, they're starting to jam the ball inside to the big fellas now. I think that was the strategy at halftime.
All 8 of the points for North Carolina have come from Montross and Salvador in the second half.
Hey, you got to take advantage of 7-footers that can play. This place getting a little bit loud.
Parks with a turnaround to the baseline. Salvadori has come to play in the second half.
He's really working on the glass. He wants that PT. He knows Wallace is breathing down his throat.
He'll try another 15-footer and got another one.
I'll tell you, he's making them pay for jamming inside. One of their parts of their game plan is to play off of Salvadori.
Salvadori didn't score in the first half. He's got 6 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half. Carolina matches its biggest lead. They're up 3. Foul on Brian Reese. That'll be Brian's second foul. Dean Smith, only 791 wins.
That's all he has?
That's all.
I mean, that's only about 721 more than I have. But in 15 years of TV, I've been undefeated.
There you go.
And I do about 50 a year, so I got more than him.
Hill missed outside. Parks keeps it alive and trying to do it himself. Doesn't get it in close.
North Carolina now really taking advantage of their size.
Montross gives up a free throw. Carolina looking for its biggest lead of the night. Stackhouse walked with it. He won't be able to do it for him.
Yeah, he lifted that pivot foot, trying to take the ball to the goal. He's the one guy that goes to the line a lot. In fact, he goes more than anyone. Look at the field goal possession. Second half.
Carolina perfect.
5 for 5. All layups, all on the interior. Well, basically
Salvador had one 15-footer. Everything else was pretty much a jam inside.
Phelps now matched up on Hill. Hill's got size. They should post up Hill. Yes, sir.
Stripped from behind by Phelps. That last touch, they say, by North Carolina.
So smart, Grant Hill. Hey, his mom, guess who her roommate was in college?
I don't know.
Hillary Clinton.
That's right.
Hillary Clinton. I shot you at that one.
You got me. I had heard that. I heard you tell somebody that the other day. Clark in trouble. 10 on the shot clock. Collins dishes to Capel. Wave it off. Offensive foul, Chris Collins.
Yeah, as soon as you're up in the air like that, you're in trouble. You're in trouble against North Carolina or against Duke. Hey, there's Phil Ford on the left of the screen. One of the greatest point guards ever to play college basketball.
And he'll be a heck of a head coach in college hoops.
Yeah, he will. And so will Tommy
Amaker. That's right. It's a lot of guys sitting on both benches that will have their own benches soon.
Just like Roy Williams and Eddie Fogler.
3-point Carolina lead. Tough Duke defense. They're looking backdoor for Stackhouse. Phelps is going to try to fade and do it himself.
I'll tell you, Derek Phelps has become a better offensive player because he's thinking offense. In the past, he played with no confidence offensively.
The Heels have stretched it to 5. That's the most they've been up by all night. Hill buries it.
They need the big basket. They go to Grant Hill.
We've got a timeout with 15:39 to play in the ball game, and Carolina now is taking the lead.
There are some tough birds in our division who love putting the ache to Aikman. And those people in Washington definitely believe in capital punishment. And even when things are going good, I remember there are still giants in New York. Do I think winning another Super Bowl is going to be easy? Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
Then I am Mr. Galliwikich.
You mean Dr. Galakowitz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Hi, I'm Jerry McInnes, and it occurs to me that we all have the responsibility of taking care of our environment. Let's get together and work on it. You can make a world of difference.
Basketball is a game of style. It's a game of form and finesse. But believe me, when I'm in your face, it's not pretty.
Dick, Grant Hill's only taken 5 shots, but he's hit 3 of them.
Well, he needed a big one right here to stop Uncle Mo momentum. And there goes the Velvet Smooth, Mr. Hill. Hey, I was telling him about my All-American team. He said, I like it. There's his dad, Calvin Hill, former Dallas Cowboys star, Yale University graduate. I said, hey, Grant, how do you like this team? Jason Kidd, you in the backcourt, up front, Danielle Marshall, Glenn Robinson, and Eric Montross. He said, hey, I'd like to play with that team.
I think you could win with a few coaching that group.
And boy, they'd be in trouble if I was winning.
Foul underneath.
Get a foul inside, posted on Montross.
Eric trying to get position down low. That's his 3rd.
He's got to take him out. He's got to put him out. Dean can't understand it. He's going to call both coaches over.
Oh, they're going to call 3 seconds. That's the call.
Oh, he's waving off the foul. Montross got in foul trouble and fouled out in their loss against Massachusetts. Mass got a big game this week with Kentucky. Pitino and Calipari. What a matchup that'll be intersection.
Dean Smith obviously was counting the time in the lane a little bit differently than the official.
If you turn your back, they're going to double you up. That's one of their keys. As soon as you turn your back.
Clark lost it. Here comes Stackhouse ahead to Phelps.
Oh, nice look by Stackhouse. Their defensive strength creates the opening for Phelps.
Again, Carolina by 5.
Whenever you spin and turn your back, somebody's coming at you. See, Grant Hill's smart, though. He faces the defense, but Clark saved them there. Oh, double turnover.
Back-to-back turnovers from Clark. Well, he had a great first half, but a couple tough trips down court the last 2 times. Great look underneath by Stackhouse, a foul by Meek before Montross went up with it.
They're starting to really take advantage of getting the ball inside. Stackhouse is going to try to jam it in. High-low entry, and there's the bump on Eric. You think of that recruiting class in 1990 when they arrived here, Montross and Reese and Phelps, and they had Cliff Rozier, who's having a phenomenal year this year with Louisville, who might have the best starting 5 in basketball, but they don't have a lot of depth.
North Carolina does, and they're using it well tonight. Turnaround by Salvadori short. Montross keeps tipping it. Salvadori again. Got it.
That's size, baby. That's size. And it's size that can be productive. Montross and Salvadori play volleyball.
Mike Krzyzewski stays seated and looks on as his team falls down by 7.
See this? As soon as Hill turns his back, they'll double him up.
On the baseline, that will be Montross' 3rd foul as Tony Lang went in strong.
Eric, not super quick, has a tendency at times, a little slow reacting to a drive. Came out of Indianapolis, played with Todd Leary, who plays for Indiana, was part of an unbelievable recruiting hunt. Many people thought he'd go to Michigan. His dad, his mom went to Michigan. His sister goes there. Steve Fisher, I always say this, wants to make a train. He says, we'll make a train.
Antonio Lang, who has one of the 3 field goals that Duke has been able to muster this second half.
Lang almost went to LSU and Georgetown.
Tony got the second, makes it a 6-point game. 14:09 to go.
I'd go inside Montross. I'd take advantage right now. Go right at me. I'd get him to lob inside.
Reese spins to the baseline. Offensive foul on Brian Reese.
Duke so adept at really rotating over when a guy starts driving the lane. Watch, there's the spin. Now watch the step out. Tremendous play by me. That's called help. He didn't have to recover. He just stepped out, gave great help, closed off the driving angle.
Brian Reese with 3 fouls now. His game's starting to come together after that early season strained ankle that really slowed him down. Grant Hill to Parks baseline. Ball up to Capel.
Grant Hill's got to shoot the ball a little bit more. He's got to really take the ball in his own hands.
He did there, but came up short. Lang, 3rd try for Duke. No call as the ball comes to Carolina with a 3-on-2. McGinnis, 3. Got it.
Jeff McGinnis starting to make a positive contribution.
Timeout time for Duke.
Got to get a TO, baby. Mike K gets a TO, baby. It's rocking, it's rolling, it's going bananas in Chapel Hill.
And it's North Carolina by 9.
East of the Texas Hill Country in Austin, there's a place that just won't let you go home hungry. It's called Threadgill's. And here you might find yourself behind a great big chicken fried steak, a mountain of red beans and rice, or even a microphone. So if you go, bring your appetite for a good time and your Visa card. Because Threadgill's might let you take the stage, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
For early humans, tribal conflict was often followed by primitive victory celebrations. These are still practiced at Bennigan's, starting with the ritual of the potato skins, bits of onion and crisp bacon on bubbling Colby cheese. Bennigan's, food and fun for humans.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
If you're looking for a new career opportunity, listen to this. There's never been a better time to be an electronics repair technician, like me. We're really in demand, and you could be too. The National Education Center is now offering a course to train you as an electronics repair technician. Call now for a copy of this brochure. This could be your chance of a lifetime.
For a brochure, call NEC at 1-800-554-9000. 1-800-554-9000. Call now.
With 13:19 to go, it is North Carolina now leading 57-48 on the Deuce. And we've got more college basketball on ESPN2 coming up on Saturday at 4 o'clock. The same North Carolina team will take on the Wolfpack of North Carolina State, another interstate rival. And that one goes back a long way. Some heated feelings between those two clubs as Dean Smith will take his team against Les Robinson's crew in Raleigh.
He's got a few more horses than Les has right now. North Carolina State really struggling.
Carolina here certainly is not struggling this second half. With 13:05 to go, they lead by 9.
They've really picked up their defense. Put a lot of pressure on the basketball, getting help in the lane, denying on the wings.
Capel. Almost bank run in. Montross the rebound.
They ran a nice screen to get Capel free. Some similarities. I'm not comparing McGinnis to Phil Ford because he was so special and unique. But bouncing the ball. Oh, what a pass! What a play! North Carolina is operating at all cylinders now. Wow, offensively they're so efficient.
They stopped play for a moment. The rim never bounced back up after Montross nailed the jam to give Carolina an 11-point lead.
I read John Kilgo runs the Carolina magazine as we sort of dump into Montross, and he wrote that about McGinnis, and I really agree with him in terms of some similarities in the bounce on the floor and the alertness as a young player, McGinnis with Phil Ford, but we're not saying he's a Phil Ford.
Montross sits down. He's had a great second half so far. He has 12 for the game.
Their whole game has stepped up, Brad, by making the adjustment of getting the ball inside to their big players.
You made the call at halftime, and that's what they've done. Salvadori and Montross have done most of the damage this half for the Tar Heels. Marty Clark for 3. That will help the cause for Duke.
Marty Clark is becoming one of the premier. Nobody gets back.
Tony Lang stops Salvadori. Now Salvadori is going to get, I think, a technical for what he said to Marty Clark. Somebody's getting a tee out of this.
We're so far up, so difficult to see.
It is on Salvadori. He got in the face of Marty Clark. And he's saying the technical's on me, and Lenny Wirtz gives the explanation.
Unsportsmanship. Technical foul. Salvadori. If he said something, good call by the officials. You can't allow that stuff to get away. It's the same thing hot dogging after jamming one. That's unnecessary. You don't need any of that in the game. Just play basketball.
First he gets his 2 free throws, however, for being fouled.
I think the officials are a little quicker this year, and I think it's good to jump on guys to reduce some of the hot dog stuff that has taken place in the past. You know, trash talking, no need for it. I mean, I'm not talking about the typical take it to the lane, but really getting carried away is totally uncalled for.
They got together, the officials, and as a group said they were going to try to cut down on it, and I think you're right to have. Clark now will shoot the technical on the other end for Duke. Marty, an 85% free throw shooter.
I mean, we're not there to see it, but obviously he had to say something for them to slap him with the team. Stop a little momentum also, because he had a layup on the other end almost.
Marty Clark feels the lonesome feeling of being in the lane by himself and missing a technical free throw on the road against an arch rival.
He's becoming one of the premier 6 men in the ACC. He goes 0 for 2.
He took too long on both free throws, I think. Thought about it a little bit too much. Missed them both. Duke ball.
Feel a little naked out there by yourself. A little naked.
You don't seem to have trouble with that before games out there with everybody looking.
I'm a little hot dog, though. You know, it doesn't bother me. I get the juices flowing.
12:08 to play. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale on ESPN2 on this big matchup, number 1 and number 2 from the Dean Dome. Clark will try the field goal this time. Duke ball. Last touch underneath by either Wallace or Montross. Wallace, Montross, Calabria, Phelps, and Stackhouse on the floor. So a couple of freshmen out there for North Carolina.
North Carolina comes out of the man, goes for the 2-3 zone. Should be some gaps on that zone. He found the gap.
Collins missed it, though, and Stackhouse pulled it off. Carolina 4-on-1.
Give it back to him.
Waited too long to give it back, but Wallace will play away.
Oh, how quick! Oh, how quick! He's so quick off the floor. Rasheed Wallace. Spectacular. Now there's the dump down to Stackhouse. The ball's deflected. But here comes his buddy, a diaper dandy. He jams it.
Foul on Parks will be his second, and Rasheed Wallace will go to the free throw line.
He said what really impressed him about Dean Smith, they just win the national title. There they are. They win the title as he misses the free throw against Michigan. And the next day, he's at my house in Philadelphia rather than back here in Chapel Hill celebrating. He said that was enough for me to say, I'm coming to Chapel Hill.
62-51. Number 2 North Carolina with an 11-point lead and a turnover. Stackhouse trying to save it, and it's going to be Duke ball as it bounced up and hit underneath the basket.
You talk about a team that I feel has really, really taken it up a notch. I was talking to Bill Brill, fine writer from out here in Durham, North Carolina, about Duke this year. I think that Duke has really overachieved to be where they are, number 1 in the nation.
Gary Williams, Maryland coach, told me at practice the other day before his game with Virginia, everybody said Duke wasn't supposed to be as good, but somebody forgot to tell Duke.
Yeah, exactly.
Collins missed back-to-back threes now. Clark will keep it alive.
He's had 2 good looks at the 3 out of the zone.
He almost walked with it there.
Oh, he didn't walk, though. He didn't pick that pivot foot up. Good call.
Foul on Calabria. He says he was elbowed by Clark.
From up here, it looked like Clark made contact. Look at Dean. He wants the charge. He's going to referee.
He wants to travel and a charge.
Yeah, he wants both. I'd like to see him with the Seaver shirt on. Now, look, he wanted to travel first. Now, look at Calabria. Oh, it looks like he pushed him. Hey, Freddie Barakat, the head of the ACC officials. You better look at that tape. Evaluate it.
Collins leaves it to Lang on the baseline. He came up short. Montross got in his way.
And Duke made the extra pass. Good execution, but they don't score.
Derek Phelps on the baseline. Wallace. And another foul as Meek went for the rebound. And it's going to go on Rasheed Wallace, his third.
Look at Dean. He's demonstrating. Lockout. I'll tell you, he's so involved on that sideline.
I think he'd be a great ballroom dancer.
They just have taken his contract. He said it was a clarification, and it's 2001 until he's 70 years of age.
Collins is going to keep trying until he gets it right. He still hasn't, though.
This has had 3 good looks at the basket.
He was red hot in the first half. He's been cold this half. Foul. Grant Hill inside.
The one thing about Mike Krzyzewski, they don't play Cupcake City. They went on the road, beat Iowa at Iowa. They beat Michigan at Michigan. He believes in giving them some tough tests to get them ready for the season.
Wallace.
It's a 7-footer, people. A 7-footer with agility, mobility, touch. Oh, what a high post screen by Parks.
Duke's in danger of letting this get out of hand if they don't score. Foul before the shot. Jeff McGinnis picks this one up. That's his first.
Mike Krzyzewski came from West Point, 1980, arrived here in Tobacco Road along with Jimmy Valvano at North Carolina State. That's Peter Cadet sitting next to him, a super scout, like his first year, NIT, second year struggles. But from then on, it's been nothing but winning. Great hand for Wallace.
And Reese, as they set Wallace with 10 points off the Carolina bench. Grant Hill, only 6 points, a leading scorer for Duke.
Can you imagine if Wallace was in a situation where he had the freedom and the license to do it, like guys like Antonio Wingfield, who were freshmen at Cincinnati, or guys like Canby at Massachusetts, but his time will come. At North Carolina, if you're patient like Donald Williams was, your time will come, and you'll be prepared for the challenge of being a star.
Grant Hill cuts it back to an 11-point Carolina lead at the midway point of the second half.
Duke has to get a spurt going, and if they are, it's got to be created by their defense.
They've been known for that over the years, playing the great D, either making a stop or forcing a turnover and taking it the other way. And the officials will talk it over. It'll be Duke ball.
North Carolina's so tough at home. The last loss was to Les Robinson in North Carolina State. That was the last time they had an L here. 2 years ago, they lost 99-94.
Goes back 23 games.
Hey, February 22nd.
The lob for Parks. He made a nice catch.
That was a super catch, but they get a wall. Tim Higgins with the call. I like Higgins as an official. He makes calls with authority.
64-53. Number 2, North Carolina leading top-ranked Duke.
McGinnis is giving him some positive moments. There's a great pass by McGinnis.
And we have a stack attack. Stackhouse.
Is he explosive? I think he's a fun player to watch, Stackhouse.
Hill, the no-look to Parks.
He got educated though by Hill there. Hill went right by Stackhouse.
McGinnis pushes. And Calabria. Montross all alone.
I'll tell you right now, it is all North Carolina, baby. They are showing why I think they are the best team in the United States.
They've been there once already and lost the top ranking. They look like they want it back.
They play defense. They got size.
Collins drive, drew a foul, missed the shot. Looking for a three-point play inside as he drew the foul from Salvadori.
And you better protect your turf. You better win on your floor. Last year, North Carolina won this game, but then they went to Cameron. And with the edge of the Cameron crazies and playing at home, Duke got the win in double figures.
The score's almost identical last year as Duke won at home 81-67, and it was Carolina 83-69.
This looks like a different team that I saw get blown out by Travis Best and Jason. Hey, what has happened to Georgia Tech?
They haven't played since then.
Wow.
Chris Collins at the free throw line for number 1 Duke here in Chapel Hill at the Dean Dome. They trail second-ranked North Carolina by 14 points. It's been all Carolina this half.
North Carolina came out with a game plan in the second half. Get their big people the basketball, and it's freed up other people. And their bench has been so productive. The diaper dandies have all excelled. McGinnis, Stackhouse, and Wallace.
Wallace is going to have a second chance. And Parks will pull off the miss.
Wallace is so active for a 7-footer. Grant Hill's got to go a little one-on-one. He's got to get some shots.
Hill buries it on the baseline.
He's got to take it up a notch, one-on-one. He's a superstar, a PT here. He's got to say, give me the ball, clear out, and let me get this back in the game.
We're under 8 minutes. Duke trying to get back in the game, but they trail by 11 points.
I love that combination of Wallace and Montross on the boxes.
Wallace outside. Duke needs a rebound. Wallace fights for it and gets it. Trying to call a timeout before he went out of bounds and didn't get it. He said, I called a timeout, ref.
Official timeout. A little frustrated.
We have an official timeout. 7 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the game. Some of you will be going to Chris Fowler. Some of you will be right back here with us with Carolina up by 11.
With Bowflex, you can outperform Solaflex and Nordic Flex, and we can show you how. Call this toll-free number now, and we'll send you our head-to-head comparison video absolutely free. Sound interesting? If you call now, you'll also receive this free fact-filled brochure that details the quality, convenience, and performance that only Bowflex can deliver. Call right now and make your own comparison. The time and money you save will be worth it.
You don't have to be 19 to have a body like this. You don't have to work out 8 hours a day. You don't have to be narcissistic or shallow. In fact, all you really need is $39 a month. The SoloFlex Muscle Machine. What are you waiting for?
When you're born, the curtain opens. Air smacks your face. You're on, and hopefully, you will. No rehearsals, no going back.
A Canuck lives north of the border. A Red Wing flies south for the winter. Hope you don't need directions to your television. The Vancouver Canucks versus the Detroit Red Wings. Tuesday at 7:30. NHL on ESPN2.
With Dick Vitale, I'm Brad Nessler on the Deuce with Carolina leading Duke with 7:35 to go by 11 points. And Dick and I will take our Deuce act to Rupp Arena next Wednesday as Kentucky takes on Arkansas. If you like teams that run, get in your face all over the court on defense and score a lot of points, you'll want to be with us 8 o'clock from Lexington, Kentucky in Rupp Arena next Wednesday night.
That's one of the great environments in college basketball, and Nolan Richardson has done a brilliant job at Arkansas. Brings his team into Rupp, and the last time he brought his team in here, they blew out Kentucky. Look at the second half. Duke 23%, North Carolina 58%.
And they're going to pretty soon need some three-pointers, and Chris Collins is the guy that will take most of those, and he's struggling right now from the outside.
He's wide open. If they're reversing the ball, he's got to still shoot it. He's got to still look at the basket and shoot it when he's open, because he gets streaky. He's a streaky shooter who can knock that three down.
Now Duke's going to have to hustle. 5 on the shot clock. Grant Hill off glass. Rebound comes out to Stackhouse. Collins slides to make the steal. Parks saw Montross come to cut him off. This is Derek Phelps on the steal and the slam.
He's a defensive dynamo from out of New York City. Weister King High School. Played with Khalid Reeves. Reeves and Stoudemire are dynamite out there in Arizona.
Came in with 212 career steals. Only George Lynch stands in his way from being number one. If he keeps playing like that, he'll catch George, too.
Well, the two best defensive guards I have seen this year, Phelps and Corey Beck from out of Arkansas.
Collins trying to get it down to Lang. Another Duke turnover. That's just what they don't need.
They're playing outstanding defense, North Carolina, giving a lot of help, communicating, really playing a team concept defensively.
Carolina can afford to use a little clock if they so choose. We're at the 6-minute mark in a few seconds, and it's a 13-point Tar Heel lead.
They try to run that passing game, swing the ball side to side, pass, go away. See how Phelps goes away?
Stackhouse, baseline. Nice rebound by Grant Hill, who got excellent position.
Oh, nice look ahead.
Tony Lang goes hard into the crowd trying to save it. Duke's had 3 turnovers in a row. And Carolina gets a little sloppy with it, coming back the other way.
Yeah, not a good pass by Stackhouse right there. Should have taken it right to the goal. Dean Smith, I really believe he will catch Adolph Rupp. 876 is the all-time number in the history of the NCAA. At the rate he's going, I mean, he is quickly getting there. 791.
That's right. You got to think 800 might be ahead this year, the way the team is playing right now. Hill, great catch to get to that one. Clark squares up for 3. Duke in desperate need of some three-pointers, and they can't find the range right now.
The CNC gang, Clark and Collins can't seem to knock it down. Mike Krzyzewski, no doubt, will be a Hall of Famer when his career is over. What a great move by Tom Butters to bring him there. And remember this, he was 9-17 in his last year at West Point, yet they saw something special. And Bobby Knight was on that phone, recommended him highly after coaching him at West Point, and he was a member of Bobby Knight's staff as well at Indiana.
Already the 4th most wins by an ACC coach, but this one's going the other way unless his team finds a way to turn the tide with 5 to go.
Oh, nice backdoor cut.
Calabria got 2 big guys up. They both come down hard. Hill and Clark really hit the deck.
Nothing like using that pump fake for your young kids out there. You catch the ball, you take it to the big people, you throw that little head fake up, and you'd be shocked what they'll leave on the floor.
Grant Hill picks up his second foul as we get another look.
Watch the head fake now. Oh, there it is. Look. Oh, Grant, Marty, look what you left on the floor. Ooh,
Grant almost left his tailbone on the floor.
Yeah, he came down hard.
Calabria.
There's Tim Higgins having a little talk with Calabria, but Calabria can't understand him. Calabria's trying to talk a little Italian to him.
Eric Meek with a rebound on the miss by Calabria. Duke in desperate need of some offense. Clark, tough move inside, drew a foul.
Duke's got a tough date coming up with Clemson. Clemson's playing well right now. It blew out by 18. Georgia Tech. There's Clark going to the goal. Gets fouled on a play.
For Salvadori. Phelps in, Salvadori out.
I mean, they don't lose anything when they go to their bench. They rotate one quality player after another, North Carolina.
You never look out there and say, well, there's a weak link, do you?
When they're focused and they're really into their game. And remember, we're seeing them without the most valuable player from the NCAA tournament.
We welcome all of you watching across the country tonight to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where top-ranked Duke, the 6th time there's been a #1 team, a different #1, and it is in very much doubt for the Blue Devils as they're down a dozen with 4:43 left. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale from the Dean Smith Center.
Second half, it's been a clinic by North Carolina. Offensively, execution has been supreme. Ball movement, player movement, screening, passing, cutting, slashing, and taking advantage of their great size inside. They're going to go to a half-court trap right now. Little trap by Duke. They'll swing the ball. Should get an open guy on a box. They swing the ball. They should be able to get a Montross inside for a layup.
Montross is pointing up as if to say, get it to me.
A little slow getting him the rock.
Collins again. Slides for a loose ball. 3-on-2. Collins to try to finish. Phelps knocked it away.
I'll tell you, Derek Phelps comes up with one big defensive player after another. There's the North Carolina fans.
4:07 left, and we're going to toss part of our viewing audience to Chris Fowler. And the rest of you stay right here with us from the Dean Smith Center with 4:05 left. Meek. Nothing meek about that move. And in your face on Wallace.
He went up really strong, took the ball right at Wallace. The bench gets up and cheers his effort.
And if he can cap this off, the three-point play would put it back to an 8-point difference. And every trip down court is vital now if you're a Duke Blue Devil fan.
You know what else? We talk about this great rivalry, but what also makes it special is the 4th foul on Wallace is the fact that all these guys graduate. They all walk down the aisle, and that epitomizes what the NCAA preaches about the student athlete.
Eric Meek, 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Now 3 for 3. That was a big, big three-point play. Stackhouse will check back in. Brian Reese will sit.
He made such a strong move to the basket right there, Meek.
Duke's going to try some full-court heat on Carolina with 4:03 left.
Plenty of time. Duke has the firepower, certainly with Grant Hill and Parks, to get right back in there.
Stackhouse speeds it down to Phelps. And the loose ball comes off the Phelps.
Oh, great look! Hello! That might be the play of the game right there. Phelps to Stackhouse with the climax, the finalizer.
You can't blame Duke. They were playing for the steal. Hill, 3. Meek got it back. Collins kept that alive.
Meek is really playing well inside off the bench. Very active.
And Montross has 4 fouls now.
Tremendous pass by Phelps. Watch Phelps come for the loose ball, throws it diagonally, and this guy does the rest. This diaper dandy, Jerry Stackhouse. He jammed it, no showboating, didn't hot dog after he made it. I like that. That's mature.
There's going to be a backboard go sometime in his career, though, the way he throws it down.
Earlier this year, he would have hot dogged right there. Dean would have got a little upset.
Eric Meek got the last 3 Duke points, but he doesn't get that one.
I just realized that I've had the last 3 North Carolina games. They have gotten better and better in each game. Florida State, Wake Forest, and now today. But remember, the last 2 have been home, and they're dynamite here in Chapel Hill.
Boy, Dean Smith's going to invite you out to his house if you keep winning games for him like that.
I got the Dean Dome. We got to get the Big K Dome out there in Duke.
We got 3:34 left from the Dean Dome.
The new Volkswagen Golf features a track-correcting rear axle and an improved turning radius of just 32.5 feet, all of which makes the tight-handling Golf the perfect car for the city.
Bud Light, please.
Tonight's ladies' night, and there's a special on Bud Light.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Oh, no, it's Ted from accounting.
Doing drugs is like being on top of the world. Everyone says so. Everyone seems to be having one dandy old time. Hey, it's part of growing up. Or is it? Just think about this. Before you go and do something you've never done before, you just better know what you're jumping into. To you, the new Volkswagen Golf may not look more aerodynamic than a Porsche 928. But then, you're not a bug.
A 9-point North Carolina lead with 3:34 left. Jerry Stackhouse, their sensational freshman with a jam a moment ago, and he's one of the top freshmen, not only in the ACC, but the country, Dick.
Well, you look at Joe Smith, his numbers are incredible. Had a bad outing his last 2, but certainly all freshmen go through those lulls. And remember, he's like option number 1 at Maryland. And Maryland's about a player or 2 away from really being a dynamite team. They need another good recruiting class.
There's another pretty good freshman, McGinnis, who's running the point.
Stackhouse's point production for the minutes played is just awesome.
We have a foul inside called on Jeff Capel.
Just think about it. Stackhouse averages 12 points a game in 20 minutes of action. You multiply that to 40 minutes, that's 21.5 a game.
Nice math.
Wow, I'm pretty good at math. That's my favorite subject in school. I knew that 2 and 2 was 5.
I always thought 2 and 2 was 3rd down and 6, but that was only during football season. Here's Phelps. He's had an excellent night.
He really has. He has really improved his game. He has played outstanding offense in the last 3 basketball games. He's making himself an NBA player now because he's showing people he's a threat on the offensive end.
A 10-point North Carolina lead with 3:22 left. The first meeting of these teams this year. The second one will be at Cameron on March 5th.
They're going to a special defense now. Look for them to go to a little trap, maybe a little run and jump.
And make Duke really have to work to try to get back in the game. It's going to be hard enough being down 11 points.
They're not going to just sit back in the zone. Here it comes. Trying to get a little scramble defensively. Watch the jump from the sideline. Take him to the sideline. Look the trap.
Nice cross-court pass to Hill.
Good execution at Grant Hill. The diagonal pass is so effective against any kind of trap from the wing.
Duke gets the quick timeout called. 3:08 left in a 9-point game.
Show you there's more to cable than what you see. Gather around. This, folks, is why I brought you out here. It's fiber, optic cable. It's going to bring you a better picture than you've ever seen before. Interactive TV. You can get more channels on your TV than you could possibly imagine. Isn't that amazing? Yeah! Go off and tell the world what you've learned here today. Yeah, cable. I think I had a pretty good day today. I enlightened a lot of people. Okay, who else?
74-65 with 3:08 left in the ball game. A matchup of number 1 against number 2. It's never happened to these two teams before. There was a time when it was close in 1986. Carolina was number 1, Duke was number 3, Michigan was number 2. As you take a look at the reset, North Carolina full complement of timeouts, both teams in the bonus. Duke in need of a defensive stop or a turnover.
Well, it's the second time Duke has come here number 1 in the last couple of years. Go to a trap.
Calabria walked with it. Good ball.
Good defensive pressure by Duke. They were number 1 in the nation, 17-zip 2 years ago, and they had to go back to Durham with a big L.
To finish that story, a lot of people thought Duke and Carolina were number 1 in '86, but Michigan lost on a Thursday night to Minnesota. And so Duke was still number 3 on the Saturday they played Carolina, but a lot of people in their minds said, well, this is number 1 and number 2. And that's Grant Hill for 2 and 10 this half.
What a big play by Hill. Look at the diamond trap right now.
2-on-1, Calabria and Reese. Reese fouled by Meek.
Lenny Wirtz jumps right in here quickly. Good execution by North Carolina, attacking that trapping press, posting somebody to the middle of the floor. Grant Hill a little off balance, but superstars make this play. He still gets the rotation off the glass.
As Meek fouled Reese, dry into the free throw line.
Not a good shooting free throw team. That's the one area of North Carolina a little bit suspect, shooting in the 60 percentile area.
And Bryant only shooting 47% from the line. Rip that one.
I'll tell you, it's 8 right now. They need a big score with every possession. Duke does.
They may not need to go to the threes, but it wouldn't hurt. Caper will go to the drive. Collins somehow got a rebound underneath.
Trying to get Collins free for a jumper.
Grant Hill. What a shot.
He's asserting himself now offensively. You can feel it in his game.
Duke takes its final timeout. We'll keep it right here. It's a 6-point ball game.
Well, it's so great to see the superstar want the basketball. Late in the game, he knows his team needs him, and he makes 2 big deuces.
What I don't understand is why this doesn't happen throughout the game.
I know, he's so passive at times. That's my one critique of his game in terms of being a little critical. He has a tendency to be a little bit passive.
12 this half and 16 for the game for Grant Hill. He's brought his number 1 ranked team back to within 6.
There isn't any quit at all in the Duke Blue Devils, and certainly no quit in North Carolina.
As I said, 6 teams have tried on that number 1 cap, and somebody's flicked it off their head every time. Carolina's already had it once.
Well, UCLA had it recently, and they ran into a buzzsaw called Jason Kidd, who had his 4th triple-double. Sensational point guard. He had 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists. The only thing he didn't do is he didn't sell any popcorn.
He sold some tickets.
Well, yeah, he sold some tickets. He put some cash in it still at California. Right now, Mike Krzyzewski's looking for some baskets on the Manila. There's his brain trust, Mike Brave, Peter Gooden, outstanding staff. And there's Michelangelo, an artist at work on that sideline.
Duke got a timeouts with 2:22 to play.
Duke's been going to a hard, tough trap. And coming after him with a trap with Hill with that great size. See, somebody's got to post up in the middle. And if you're North Carolina, you don't want to play passive now. Spread the court, look for the double team, and find the open man and get a layup.
The 2 guys to foul if you're Duke are McGinnis or Reese. As far as who's on the floor that are not great free throw shooters.
Doesn't it tell you a little bit of what Dean Smith thinks of Jeff McGinnis having him on the floor this late in the game?
You bet. No doubt about that.
We're talking winning time right now, crunch time, 1:57. You're only up 6. You're playing against the number 1 team in the nation, and he has on the floor freshman Jeff McGinnis.
And he's sending another one in Rasheed Wallace.
They're not freshmen anymore.
And Eric Montross will sit.
It never gets easy when these two clubs hook up head-to-head. I mean, the score at the end, the spread may be 9, 10, or 11.
Because of free throws, usually.
Exactly, but it's usually a war down to the last 2-3 minutes.
Here's one of the guys I said might be a good choice to foul. He used a lot of rim, but got it.
Let's Phil Ford charting on that sideline. He used to love to get to that free throw line late in the game.
The freshman got them both.
I'll tell you, his confidence has to go up high there. And what a boost he receives from Dean Smith by being on the floor. But here comes the experienced Phelps now, especially for defense.
And you see Dean give McGinnis one on the backside as he went to the bench.
Said, nice play, young man.
Capel trying to get it to Meek, and it's who else? Phelps, who knocked it away. They are going to call a foul this time, though, on Derek.
One of the super things that I think Duke does better than anyone is dribble penetration. Mike Krzyzewski's such an outstanding teacher, he and his staff. They do a great job of attacking the basket. They go north-south. They don't play with the basketball east-west like a windshield wiper.
77 to 69, and Meek back to the free throw line, where she's hit 4 out of 5 tonight.
He's given them some solid minutes off the bench. He and Clark both. Got to convert these late in the game when you're down 8. Not only do you have to convert them for some points, but it allows you to get into your full court traps.
Duke 14 of 21 from the stripe.
Carolina 0 for 0 at halftime. Didn't shoot a free throw. A shot 10 here in the second half.
Eric gets the second one to make it a 7-point game. 1:49 left.
They got to shut down this. They got to get a turnover.
Clark almost forced it. And now the foul on Clark will send Montross to the free throw line.
Almost had the 5-second violation with good denial defense.
The defending national champions huddle around their big All-American. Montross will go to the free throw line.
I see the bus driver right about now. He's going to the alley. He's starting to head out, but he didn't warm up the engine yet. He's standing out. He's standing.
Keys are in hand.
The keys are in his hand, and he's getting ready to warm up the bus, but not yet. Not yet. He hasn't gotten a signal yet from Coach Ken.
Eric Montross.
I saw him take an extra step now. He just took an extra step going toward the door. Okay, warm up the engine. Warm it up, bus driver. This baby's history. This is academic. It goes to the book, and we'll have a new #1. North Carolina's getting this W, baby.
Duke down by 9. Clark works to the baseline. Nice reverse layup.
Nice reverse right there. No foul. Smart play.
And the foul on Clark will send Wallace to the free throw line for a couple.
They're going to foul right now in every possession. Smart play. Make them make their free throws. Stop the clock. Remember, the clock stops in the last minute of action. Last 2 minutes.
You just saw Coach Smith say, come on, Rashid, put him in. See if he does. 6'10" freshman.
His buddy went to the line. They missed him at 6'10". I thought he was bigger. Well, with his long arms, I'll tell you, look at those freshmen step to the line. McGinnis knocks down 2 big ones, and now Wallace steps to the line. Let's look at Stackhouse at Montross. That engine's getting nice and warm now. The bus is getting warm. Warm up the engine, Mr. Bus Driver. This one's over. Another W for Michelangelo.
Clark. They want a 3. They're just trying to find a guy that's open. It's going to be Collins, baseline. And he doesn't get it.
Chris got some really good looks. It just didn't go down for him, but he is a good shooter. And that was a great pass by Mike Krzyzewski's Grant Hill. He has such a passion for coaching and for people, Mike Krzyzewski.
Meek will foul McGinnis.
He wants intentional.
1:16 to go. North Carolina at the free throw line with an 81-72 advantage. McGinnis nailed his last 2, his only 2 from the stripe tonight.
2 years ago, they were so excited here, and they always try to be a little cool, but they were so excited when they beat Duke. they erupted on the floor, and you would have thought that they won the NCAA championship when they had beaten Leitner and Hurley and company of Mike Krzyzewski's great team. What a great achievement to go back-to-back in 91 and 92, and then North Carolina in 93. We could be heading for the 4th consecutive ACC national title this year.
10-point game. Time running out on the #1 team as Capel buries a jumper.
I really think there's a gap, Brad. I think there's a gap between, as a foul in the backcourt, between North Carolina and the rest of the nation when you look at the potential to win 6 games in a row. We were all talking today in the media room, and a lot of guys don't even feel there's 15 teams. I think there's about 15 teams that can do that. Most guys feel there's only about 7 or 8.
Well, this is one of them that will certainly be in that class. They always are. They've been to the Sweet 16 13 straight times.
We were talking a little bit earlier. It's amazing. They're playing without Donald Williams, who was the most valuable player in the NCAA championship. And you made a great point earlier. Through that, they have found another player, Dante Calabria. And this kid has got stardom written all over him. What a beautiful mom he has. I've received a kiss from his mom. She's a beautiful lady.
He'll get a kiss from mom after those free throws.
Well, he shakes the hand of Phil Ford. Duke has nothing to be ashamed of. They met a team tonight that really played really well to beat them. And yet Duke was banging on the door with 3 minutes to go.
Clark, three-pointer. The three-pointers have eluded Duke when they needed them the most.
Yeah, they're really having a tough time knocking down the three. Standing ovation for the Heels. Standing on.
Carolina saying they're #1 here on ESPN2, and they are about to be for yet another time this season if they continue this with a 10-point lead and less than a minute to play. And we said the senior leadership of Derek Phelps, and it shows up in those numbers.
Hey, you've seen a lot of basketball. You're doing a lot of games, 7 and 9 days. I'll tell you, Brad, have you seen a better team in North Carolina?
Not than the way they played tonight.
Really played well. They played that well to beat a good Wake Forest team. I mean, they really beat them convincingly.
Talk 2 is coming up following our ball game, which is less than a minute remaining. Duke having to hurry, just trying to find somebody open, and they throw it away. That just epitomizes the frustration of the second half of the Duke Blue Devils. With 44.4 seconds left in this ball game, the mantle of being #1 has been too heavy for everybody that's tried to carry the burden, and it's about to happen to top-ranked Duke. They're down 11 with 44 seconds left.
If I had to give a trophy out tonight, if they said you could only give one trophy out to the star of stars, my choice, the guy that's at the free throw line right now. I thought he was the catalyst defensively. I thought he made some big offensive plays. He was the leader. He gave him great leadership. I would give it to Derek Phelps. Points is it? He's got 17 tonight.
That he does.
I know you got those stats. See, I don't have those stats. You got them right there. You work in that stat book. Not only the 17 points, the 18 points, which is a big plus out of Derek. It's his defense as well. Now look at it. Best defensive player playing one of the best offensive players. Oh, Grant Hill wins that battle.
Hill with a two-pointer just inside the line. 87-76. Underneath is Brian Reese.
Nice little play by McGinnis to get the ball to Reese for that jam on a baseline.
Hill on the drive. He's going to finish with some impressive numbers, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah, a lot of them came late.
Duke not fouling here as they have succumbed to the #2 team in the country, about to pick off #1. It's everything we expected and then some.
A lot of electricity, and look at the crowd. You would think they won a national title, running on the floor. People trying to keep them back, but it was really a clean played game. Two great coaches, two super programs. I just love being part of North Carolina and Duke. They really, to me, they basically summarize what we want in college athletics.
This is the first meeting this year. You almost wonder if they won't be number 1 and number 2 again March 5th. But tonight it's number 2 that takes care of number 1. Final score, North Carolina, a winner over Duke, 89-78. That's going to do it from Chapel Hill at the Dean Smith Center. For Dick Vitale and our entire ESPN2 crew, that's going to wrap it up. North Carolina wins, and Talk 2 is next.